What's up, Phantom Physics? This is episode 8, Archimedes' Principle. Tonight we'll be discussing things like Archimedes, flotation, and buoyant force. Alright, well tonight I join you from my illustrious garage. It's full of scary spiders, things I haven't seen in a long time, and of course the recycling garbage. I'll have to handle that sometime. Alright, moving on. So, how is it a giant commercial freight liner is able to float on the surface of water without sinking? Well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they fall over and there go your precious CDs of whatever pop artist is out nowadays. In reality, they float because of Archimedes' principle on displacement of water. So, who is this Archimedes in the first place? Well, example 1. Archimedes is an old dude who did more than watch things float. He was a mathematician, he was also an inventor, and he even had a death ray that didn't really work that well, as Miss Butters had pointed out. Well, one day he was like getting into his bathtub, and he filled it all the way to the top. And when he sat in, he was like, "Whoa, water's like spilling out of my bathtub, dude. Now I have a mess to clean up." Oh, but he said, "Eureka, I have discovered that I am displacing water." And then, of course, he went and got his towels and started cleaning everything up. What a mess. All right. So, in this example, number 2, we could see that Archimedes' principle is stated as this. The buoyant force is equal to the weight of the displaced water. Meaning, the weight on the string on the left-hand diagram weighs 7 pounds. When we submerge it in water, it all of a sudden becomes 4 pounds. That is because there is a buoyant force of 3 pounds acting on it straight in the opposite direction of gravity. Now that force is always going to be the weight of the displaced water. We'll be testing this in the lab on Tuesday, or at least Wednesday for you guys. Now, in example 3, if the buoyant force is greater than the force of gravity, the object will float, as it does on those giant freight liners. Whereas if they're both equal, the object tends to be normal, or what we call neutrally buoyant. So, we can see freight liners are able to float because they displace a larger amount of water than they weigh. Keep in mind, water is a very heavy substance. You can displace a lot of it, and you can unimaginably float anything that you need. So this is how pretty much most of our trade on planet Earth happens to go by freight liners. Alright, well, thank you again tonight. Tonight, we have a different thing going on. In fact, it's simple. Tonight's dubstep artist of the week, you heard me right, dubstep, is the one and only Schism.